Keep your love for me only. I get high on you, yeah, you. Hey baby, kiss me hard, don't kill my vibe. All my feelings on fire, it's all time. Hey baby, kiss me hard, don't kill my vibe. All my feelings on fire, it's all time. Don't you know I'm time. Don't you know I'm time. It's all time. Don't you know I'm time. Don't you know I'm time. It's all time. I'll be there for you. Calling me when you're lonely, dancing on the roof. It feels like rendezvous. You know what to do. Keep your love for me only. I get high on you, yeah, you. Hey baby, kiss me hard, don't kill my vibe. All my feelings on fire, it's all time.
This is our journey to losing over 114 pounds as a couple after we gained quite a bit of baby weight after 2 close pregnancies. I got pregnant with my first and had an emergency C-section after gaining about 50 pounds, and my husband Peter gained the baby weight alongside me. When we had our first son, who we also named Peter, I found it very, very difficult to lose the baby weight. I didn't plan on or expect to gain as much weight as I did, but I was sick with that pregnancy, and I ended up needing to eat a lot of greasier foods to feel better. As weird as that sounds, it did make me feel better. So I wasn't eating the healthiest throughout my pregnancies. And then my husband Peter, he really wasn't interested in losing the weight at all, or really even cared for that matter. But for me, I just didn't feel like me. I just felt different, and I didn't like the way it felt. I just didn't like the way I felt in clothes, and I knew that I wanted to lose this weight. And so I started following a low carbohydrate diet to help me, and I did make a little bit of progress, but the progress I made wasn't quick, which was okay. I just made slow and steady progress. I was nursing at that time, and so I was trying to stick to about 50 net carbs, and I was working out as often as I could. You know, with a little baby, it was harder, but I was working out when I could, and I was making a little bit of progress, but it wasn't really coming off as quickly as, I would have liked personally. But then I found out after Peter was about 7 months old that I was pregnant with baby number 2, and we were super excited to have our second baby on the way, but I had only lost about 20 pounds of the weight I gained from my first pregnancy. And Peter kind of kept gaining the weight alongside me. Now this picture is before I was pregnant with the second. It was pretty much at my peak of just, feeling like this weight was kind of stuck to me. So when I found out I was pregnant with Emma, I was excited about it, but also I was really scared because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Was I going to gain another 50 pounds with this pregnancy? So my pregnancy with Emma was pretty good. I was sick throughout the entire pregnancy, just like I was with Peter. However, I didn't end up gaining as much weight. I only gained about 30 pounds more with that pregnancy, but because I started when I got pregnant, I was already overweight. I had an ankle injury from all of that excess weight, and it was really painful. I could barely walk, and especially holding my little baby, at 7 months old. He was about 16 months old when I had Emma. It was a challenge. It was difficult. So throughout that pregnancy, I gained the weight, and then Peter gained more weight along with me. And the day of our scheduled C-section, because this wasn't an emergency C-section, it was planned, we were excited and ready to welcome our baby girl into our life. And this delivery was much easier because it was planned. So, we arrived on the day and we were ready and excited about this, and we knew what to expect and what was in store. So Emma had a very smooth delivery, and she was all around a pretty good baby, but of course she did keep me up at nights, just like most newborns do, but that's to be expected. So I reached my heaviest weight ever right after Emma was born, and I definitely was afraid of what was going to happen just because I just didn't know how or if I would be able to lose this weight. So I decided to get back on the same type of meal plan I was following initially when I had Peter, and so I started reducing my carbohydrates. I stuck to 50 net carbs a day because that's what I could do while I was nursing Emma. And the weight started coming off slowly. Peter, though, my husband at this time, he didn't want to get started on any sort of workout or nutritional plan or anything like that. He was happy the way he was, and that was perfectly fine at this time. So you'll see his transformation towards the end of this because he definitely gained the motivation after watching me reaching my goals. But I was ready for a change, and I was slowly making progress, and I was excited about the changes that were happening, and we tried to get out and go for walks during the day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I had some time to do that with them, and when I could find the energy. But I was really ready to get serious. Right before our trip to Mexico, I decided to, get serious on this whole thing, and I took some before photos. This was a little bit before that, but I took some before photos, and I decided to really track and write down on a calendar. I gave myself a star every time I worked out and every time I ate low carb, and it helped me stay motivated. And I started reducing my carbohydrates a little bit more slowly. As long as my milk maintained, I wasn't really too worried about it. And so, I was doing what I could do. I was working out from my little elliptical, and, Peter was watching me. He was very supportive, but, for him, he was just happy living the way he was. He didn't really feel like he had the time to really do anything like that. But you'll see towards the end of this that was all just kind of in his head. So I had this elliptical trainer, and I put it right in front of my playroom so I could watch my kids while I did my workouts. And so it was really just focused on cardio and doing a low carb diet at that time. I was starting to get and see some progress, and I was feeling really good about myself, and I really liked being active and getting out and either going for a run outside or doing that elliptical trainer from home, however much time that I could spend on that. And then also the low carb lifestyle I found worked really well in my life because I didn't feel deprived. I actually picked up these calendars, and I started really tracking even more in depth on my progress because that helped me stay motivated. Because throughout my journey, there were many ups and downs when I would want to give up or felt like quitting, and I could look back on how far I had come because I had tracked it on the calendar like that, and I continued to reach my goals. And as I mentioned before, right before Jamaica was when there was a really big shift, and I decided to commit to a home workout DVD program that was short. It was only 25 minutes a day, but it was really intense, and so it was something that I was nervous about. Even though I had been working out, I wasn't in good shape, I didn't feel like my fitness level was really there. So I decided to commit to this when we got back from Jamaica. We had a great trip in Jamaica. I was so self-conscious of myself on that trip. I just felt like terrible in shorts and my swimsuit, and I just felt like I needed something to help me push me over the edge. And you know, whenever that happens, you know you need to get out of that sort of plateau by doing something different, and a new workout program definitely works to do that, to shift things and change things up. So that's what I did. I worked out every day. I tracked it. I tracked every day that I was eating low carb, and the workouts were really, really hard. Like, they were hard. They were difficult. But that's what I needed. I needed something to challenge me, to get me out of my comfort zone, and you know, I felt terrible about myself, and I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt, and I was ready to commit to this. And you know, yeah, it was really hard, and I wanted to give up many times, but I kept telling myself, you know, I can do 30 minutes a day, I can do 25 minutes a day, and it kept me motivated. And I kept going, and I kept progressing, and Peter watched me throughout this whole time, and he was very supportive, but like I said, he wasn't interested in working out until I hit the 50-pound mark. This is the laundry that literally weighs 50 pounds. This was how much weight I had lost at that point, and that's when Peter decided to join me in working out in the morning. So he started working out before me. He would get up earlier before work. He would work out before me. He started reducing his carbohydrates. So not only was he eating the foods I was making for dinner, but then during the day he was eating less carbs. He started reducing the amount of alcohol he was drinking, and his weight started coming off like really quickly. After about 10 weeks, he really had an amazing change and turnaround. You know, it took a little longer for me, but he definitely did great right away. All it really took for him was just to commit to something and to stay focused on it. And so both of us motivated each other in that every morning, you know, he would wake up, and if I wanted to stay in bed, he would push me to get up and get out of bed. And the same for him. I would get up, and if he wasn't out yet, he wanted to get up just because I was up, you know? So I kept getting better and better results. I kept feeling better about myself, and the foods I was making, I was getting more and more creative about what to create and what to make, and my clothes was just falling off of me, and my workouts were getting better. They weren't as hard. They seemed like it just seemed easier for me. And that was really a sign that my fitness level was improving and that I was getting in better and better shape. And so my meal plan stayed about the same. I was doing the low carb diet all along. Once I stopped nursing Emma, I dropped it down to about 20 to 30 net carbs. And I did get really creative there. I tracked my weight and I marked off every pound that I lost, and I kept track of a little chart which showed my trend, my downward trend. Of course, there were ups and downs, but it was always a downward trend, and that kept me motivated as well. I found a lot of my recipes through Pinterest, but also I just made some up myself, basically knowing the types of foods that we like to eat. I just kind of swapped different things out for what I know that I like. And so, you know, time went on, and I kept going. Like, I kept working out every day. I kept following the meal plan that I had set out for myself, and I felt great. about 10 weeks of Peter working out in the morning before me, he really did get into really great shape. He lost 40 pounds within that 10 weeks. And he was really strict with himself on the workouts, and he really did cut back a lot of the beer he was drinking. He's a huge beer drinker, so that was huge for him to cut back on that. And he was eating the low-carb ketogenic dinners with me, and then throughout the day he was just cutting back on his total carbohydrate intake. He was drinking a protein shake right after his workout in the morning on his way into the office with a banana. So that was pretty much the majority of the carbohydrates he was eating, and it was right after his workout. So he was really strict with staying focused on working out every day. He barely ever missed a day, and he did enjoy all of the foods that I was making following the low-carb meal plan, and he shifted his workouts to more of a lifting plan to build and gain more muscle. And so that's what he did. He started lifting weights around an hour a day, less than an hour, so 40 minutes to an hour a day. We had set up in our basement a little workout area, a bench, and he did that. And so my results continued along, and he kept working out too as well and gaining the muscle that he was looking to gain, and I was basically shrinking. I kept losing more and more weight. I was feeling so good about myself, and Peter was really looking amazing, and also his cholesterol went down. His health improved so much. His personality also changed. Like, he wasn't as stressed or uptight about things, and he just felt better, and he looked great. I think when one person makes the decision to better their life and to feel better and to work out every day, eventually the other people in the household, they gain motivation from that, and they will end up starting too. So I didn't force Peter into this lifestyle. He kind of decided to do it on his own after he saw what I was able to accomplish, and so I felt good knowing that I was able to make that positive impact in his life and that he adopted this healthier lifestyle. His muscle tone really started increasing throughout time as he kept doing the strength training, and he really looks great, and I know he feels great too. I don't modify any of the foods that I make for him anymore like I did initially in the beginning when he had absolutely no desire to lose weight. Like, I would, if I made a burger, I would put it over a salad for me, and I would put it on a bun for him. But then once he decided he wanted to do the workouts and everything with me, then he got the same types of foods as me. Now, I made a change to clean eating right after I pretty much met my goal. And so I wanted to shift to clean eating to kind of make that lifestyle, to see how that would work for me. And also I wanted to kind of shred and lose a little bit more weight. And it did. Initially, I lost more weight and I got into really great shape with the clean eating type of meal plan. But I found myself going into this cycle of losing and gaining and losing and gaining, and then it was starting to trend more towards gaining, and it was a struggle for me because I was working out literally every day as much as I could with my two little ones there, and I just felt like I was starting to gain back the weight since switching over to the clean eating plan. And Peter just kept getting in better and better shape. But then I really hit my breaking point after a vacation, and I just felt like I was gaining it back, and I just felt bloated. And so I knew I needed to get back to the low carb lifestyle. So this was when I decided to really focus back in on the ketogenic lifestyle, and when I knew that this type of plan really does change people's lives, and it makes a huge difference when you cut out all sugar and carbs, because even good sugar causes a problem for some people, and I'm one of those people that I just can't eat low calorie and low sugar. So I followed a ketogenic low carb plan, and I made a commitment to really be strict with it over the next 30 days to get myself really in the best shape that I can get back into following the low carb lifestyle. I started feeling much better, and I noticed just, I don't know, I guess like even if you eat a healthy, clean eating type of plan, for me, eating higher fats and lower carbohydrates, I just feel better. And so like a lot of my bloating went down, I started fitting in my clothes again, and I felt like I was going towards my goals, and I was just feeling good. Emma and I, we would go out for walks, and I was doing my workouts still every day and just really trying to stay physically fit. But then towards the end of the summer, I just started feeling like I was plateauing again, and I just felt bloated again. And I knew I needed to change some things up. So I was a little bit frustrated with myself because I felt like I made this great progress, and then I felt like I was still kind of gaining it back. And I'm like, what is wrong? What is going on? So I took these before photos again, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna try something new because I just need some help. And I knew if I kept doing what I was doing, I wasn't gonna get the same results that I wasn't going to get different results. I was going to get the same results. And so I was done feeling like I'm just bloated and, I'm following strict keto. So why is this? Why am I feeling like this? And so I decided to try a 10-day experience because I saw my friends get really, really great results, but they told me that it made a huge difference in their ketogenic low carb lifestyle. So I figured I have nothing to lose. I might as well just try 10 days of this and see how it goes. So I also had Peter try it out with me, and I took it to the gym with me. I got a gym membership, and I was starting to work out at the gym now, and I started gaining energy. I started feeling really good, and I started wanting to work out again, and the ketogenic lifestyle just felt easier to me, if that makes sense. And so I started losing a lot of the bloat. I started losing a lot of the extra weight, and I just started feeling, good. And so not much changed with my meal planning. The only thing is I added in these exogenous ketones, and they definitely help support me in pushing me back towards the goals that I was looking to achieve. So I had a ketone in the morning before my workout, got my workout in, ate my ketogenic lifestyle like I normally do, and these are my results after the first 10 days. I felt so great. And so I kept going with it because I just felt amazing. And so did my husband, Peter. He loved the way it felt. He used to drink a pre-workout, and then he switched over to these ketones, and he started feeling great too. So my results, I just really noticed a difference in the bloating, and my clothing size went down, and I felt like I finally reached my ultimate goal, and it just feels like a tool that has helped me. I wish I had it from the very beginning because it really does make a difference for me in following a low carb lifestyle. I just feel great, and so does Peter. He drinks it every morning, and he can't be without it. He loves it too, just like I do. And so, it gives him the energy, and also it helps with muscle preservation. So, he's working towards increasing his muscle mass. And, this is him working out in the cold winter, which you can't imagine. He would never have done that before. So I am so proud of him, and I'm so proud of how far we have come and how much we have accomplished. And I'm so excited about the future and where things are going, because it feels really good to finally feel free of following a diet. Like, this is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle that fits into our life, that works really well for both of us. And I'm just thankful that I found this lifestyle and that I'm able to do this. And I know that if we were able to do this and accomplish this, then anyone can do it. And that was the goal of creating this video, is to motivate and inspire you to reaching your goals and to stay focused and to keep going with whatever goals that you set for yourself. We've come so far, and I'm just so thankful that we were able to stay focused and keep going and not give up, even though we wanted to give up many, many times. And it's easy to just say, okay, I'm just going to go back to bed. I'm not going to work out. I'm going to eat whatever I want and just give up. Of course, it's easy, but it's so worth it to push forward and to keep going towards your ultimate goal and to stay focused on living that healthier lifestyle, because not only do your husbands watch you, but your kids watch you too. And I know that living a healthy lifestyle makes an impact on them, and that is like the biggest thing for me. So I created this YouTube channel to help inspire, motivate, and to give tips and tricks on following the ketogenic diet. Thank you so much for watching this video. If I inspired you, I would love to hear it in comments, or if you're working on reaching your goals with the ketogenic diet. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more great videos like this to help you in reaching your goals. Thanks for watching this one.